So it is July 4th. Happy Firecracker Day, everybody. Oh, I just saw a dead snake on the road. I'm gonna have to turn around and see what it was. But anyway, 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to go meet a friend to do some hiking, look for some mushrooms, and of course, always looking for snakes too. So, let you know if we find anything. Unfortunately, a dead black rat snake. Looks like I had a good meal in it when it got hit. Gotta get out of the road there, buddy. Well, on your way.
Be nice to it.
Don't squeeze it too hard.
Open it up so you can see
me what you got.
Toad.
What is it?
A toad.
A toad, that's right. Cool. So I've got some chanterelles here that look like they might be past the point of eating. We'll check them out. We had a little dry spell earlier this week, and then we got a bunch of rain yesterday. So that one's not too bad, actually. Might go ahead and take that. Oh yeah, they're pretty good still. They may have started to dry out and then perked back up with the rain we got yesterday. It looks like half of it was gone, but it's alright. I don't very often see chanterelles growing in little clusters like this, but here it seems like they are.
Hey, it's
Okay, so now I'm off trailing it. My buddy and his boy had to go. We walked all the trails, but I'm heading out further into the woods now, and I just came across some good-sized bolete mushrooms. There are, just in case anybody doesn't know, there are just lots of different varieties of bolete mushrooms that live here in Missouri and then just all over the United States and Europe as well. And there's not a whole lot of them that I know how to positively identify. I'm pretty sure this is the bitter bolete. They have a darker brown surface. If it was a real light cream color, I think it might be the pallid bolete, which I have eaten before. But that's the thing about boletes, is some are really good edibles and some are not. In fact, they would make you very sick. But there are no boletes that can kill you. So once in a while, if I think I've identified one, but I'm not 100% sure, I'll take it home and just cook up a really small piece and try it and make sure I don't have any ill effects. And if I don't, then I'll eat the rest of it the next day. But I'm quite sure that these are the bitter bolete. I'm not going to take them. There's a little chanterelle right there. These are what I'm really after, along with a few other species that hopefully I'll show you. I got a nice little spot here. Got some young chanterelles. I also got another type of bolete. I just showed you one I thought was the bitter bolete. This one, now there are a number of boletes that are red on top, yellow pores. You can see how it's staining blue when I bruise the pores. This is pretty closely resembles what's called the two-colored bolete, or boletus bicolor. However, the thing about those is, and I don't know if I can do this with one hand to show you efficiently, but when you cut it open, the flesh inside, a lot of these stains blue. See how fast that's turning? It's turning blue almost instantaneously, which tells me that that is not the two-color bolete, the boletus bicolor. The bicolor is a very good edible bolete, but there are some that look a lot like it that are not. That'll make you very sick. I think it's called what's the name? Sensibilis or something like that is the one prominent one, which that might be what this is, because it turned blue immediately. Now the bicolor will stain blue, but it'll take a good 30 seconds to a full minute or even longer to slowly stain. But this turned blue so fast that I know that that's not what it is. I'm going to take the chanterelles. Here, I'll just come back to these. I just want to show you. I've already been taking some of these. This is another variety of chanterelle, which I have a video out there on the chanterelles if you want to learn more information, but these are cinnabar chanterelles. They're a much deeper orange color, and they don't get nearly as big, so these are a little too small. Just give you an idea of what I've collected so far. These are the cinnabars, and these are the regular golden chanterelles. There's a few smooth chanterelles in there as well, like that don't have any ridges underneath. Oh, and this one is a Lactarius mushroom. Lactarius voluminous, the voluminous latex milky. It's a little on the old side, but I decided to take it anyway. And guess what? We're not the only ones that like to eat mushrooms. What you been doing there, buddy? Chowing down on looks like it was probably a russula. It's good that you left my chanterelles alone. Good girl. Hoping these guys are still good. They look nice and bright. Doesn't always mean anything. Oh yeah, pretty fresh. A couple more of the voluminous latex milkies, Lactarius voluminous. If anyone doesn't know, they're called milkies or Lactarius because they exude this milky-like substance when you cut them or break them. And the voluminous latex milky is called that because it's got large volumes of that milky sap in it. There's a good edible when they're fresh. These look pretty fresh. Look at that. Dripping right off of there. Cool. That's an emetic russula. Kind of a pretty little mushroom, but not good for eating. It'll make you sick. Another three-toed box turtle. Box turtles and toads and leopard frogs. Been the story of the day, herp-wise. No snakes. There's a couple nice sized shants finally, but I'm betting that they're probably pretty soggy. Yeah, not bad at all. It's nice and fresh on the inside. Good deal. Being a snake enthusiast that I am, I always hope to see snakes even when my focus is mushrooms or something else. But this area, this section of woods, it's a conservation area, has been just amazingly unproductive for me as far as snakes in the woods in the summertime especially. There's a glade area over on the other side that in the early spring I've found a number of ringnecks and worm snakes, and found one speckled king there earlier this year. But as far as summer mushroom walking, it's a very productive mushroom location for me, but I've never come across a black rat snake or a copperhead, which normally in the summertime when I'm looking for mushrooms, those are the species I come across in the woods. For some reason, this area just hasn't produced them for me. Another box turtle, male this time. Looks like he was having a bolete lunch. Once again, he left the chanterelles for me. That's a good turtle. Nice one. Now, just in case anyone is watching this video who's not studied up on mushrooms, and you think, okay, I know what chanterelles look like now, just walk through the woods and look for yellow mushrooms. It's not quite that simple, because this is not a chanterelle. Oh, look at all the millipedes on the bottom of it. But anyway, do your research. I have a video out there explaining all this on the chanterelles, but you can see that this has true gills that fold over. Chanterelles do not have those. Some of them have hard ridges on the bottom that kind of look like gills, but they don't move when you push them. They're not deep enough. And others are just plain smooth on the bottom. Good thing to know. Yeah, see, that one's a little too bug-eaten. Well, those holes are like little wormholes. Maybe these will be a little fresher. Nope. See, these are just, the stem is completely hollowed out. On a chanterelle, that's not the case. They should be solid stem inside. That just means these are bug-eaten. Yet another box drill. Guess I'll take what I can get. The snakes aren't showing up. Alright, well, this might be the biggest cinnabar chanterelle I've ever seen. Oh, I just broke it in half. So you can get a, whoops, get an idea of how big it was if I didn't split it in half. Usually they're a very small mushroom. That one's nice size. Another one right there. Alright, well here's one I really wanted to show. I do have a video out there specifically on these, but they're just always fun to come across in the summertime. This is the indigo milky, Bacterius indigo. Bright blue mushroom. They got those nice, beautiful rings. And of course, when you cut them, they bleed blue. Beautiful mushroom. They are edible. They're not one of my favorite types. I like finding them, and I like the novelty of eating them. You can do the green eggs and ham thing. If you mix them, when they're really fresh and juicy, you can mix them with eggs. But they're not one of the tastiest mushrooms in my opinion. Some people like them probably more than I do. But we always eat a few every year just because it's fun. So I'm going to go ahead and take these. They're definitely better when they're younger and fresher. These are not too old. That one you can see that's kind of a bad spot there. It's because it's getting a little older. If I could have found them when they were more curled up still this way, I would have been a little more pleased, but we'll take them anyway. As you can see, I got my Mrs. Chanterelles there. What I'm going to do is try to carefully place these guys just on top, because the blue milk gets off and just kind of stains the chanterelles. It doesn't hurt anything, of course, but I'm taking a bunch of these later today to a cookout we're going to at a friend's house. It's just not as aesthetically pleasing to see these nice yellow chanterelles with these blue blotches on that actually kind of turns black once it gets a little older and drier. So I'll do my best to keep them. All right, here I got a little bit younger one. Although I don't think it's really good. No, it's been completely eaten out by bugs inside. I could tell when I saw how hollow the stem was. So that's a shame, because that would have been a better size for eating. But alright, so this is what I ended up with. Mostly chanterelles, the cinnabars, as well as the golden chanterelles and the smooth chanterelles. These are the voluminous latex milkies. I may not have mentioned while I was out there that the white milky substance that comes out when you cut them actually stains brown later on when it dries. That's why it looks kind of nasty, but that's not going bad. That's just the milk that has stained it brown on the underside. And actually it will stain your hands brown. I don't know if you can see the little brown spots on my hand. But the indigo milkies, of course, with the blue milk that actually stains them a little bit greenish on the underside. I just thought this was an interesting one to show. Completely looks like one mushroom on top. It's just completely grown together. You can't even see the seams, but It's actually 3 different stems underneath, and they have just grown together like that. It's pretty cool when they do that. That's what I got for today. No snakes, unfortunately. I'll probably try making this type of video a little more often, where I just go out and film whatever it is I find, whether it's herps or mushrooms. I don't know if there's anybody out there who's as passionate about both mushrooms and snakes as I am, but those are the things that I like, so they're the things that I will film. And we'll try that a little more often and see if people like it. Alright, thanks for watching.